out, he bought 2 pairs of shoes. And he said, Yahya, did you notice that the salesman never talked to you? I said, of course. Because he looked at your shoes. He knew that you are the one who buys body shoes. He looked at my shoes. He knew I'm buying those $50 or $60 shoes, alhamdulillah. So the point is, nobody will know what you're wearing and how expensive it is, or how expensive your watch is, or if it's a fake watch or a real Omega. Nobody will know. So then we need to focus on the most important thing, and that is living within your means, taking care of your family, your children, and producing a better future for your communities to make it an example for a future Islamic model, which we call the riba-free lifestyle. And one thing we stress is that we serve all people of all faith. And I strongly recommend, I will leave the books here, please, you owe it yourself to read the prohibition of riba or riba in Judaism, in Christianity, and in Islam. We are out to popularize the RF brand name, so we have a new brand that we're out to popularize. And I'd like to produce what I call the unique RF banker. An RF banker who is the most trusted in the community and the banker of choice to all people of all faith. And training that RF banker doesn't mean that he or she should be well drilled in finance and mathematics and budgeting and accounting and so on. Of course, that is necessary. But most importantly, to be trained as a real servant of the community, regardless of who they are. And when you go out and serve people, you serve them as the closest members of your family. And when you do this, you will make a difference. And when that has happened, a tremendous future for riba-free banking will take place. I want to share with you something about Malaysia. I don't know if they teach it at the NC or not, but if they do, I apologize for the repetition. But the only country in the world, let me repeat this, the only country in the world, and I'm not going to mention other countries, you are all smart and know, the only country in the world that has a government policy that says that we consider riba-free banking and finance an important pillar of our central bank activities. No questions asked. And the amount of investments that are done in Malaysia to foot the bill for education, for research in Israel, for work, for public relations worldwide, for financing and so on, is unparalleled by any other country. No other country has this. Most of the countries, they support riba-free financing as a political expediency. That means that the public are going to criticize us because we don't have Islamic banking. Let's give them Islamic banking and get them off our back. Believe me, I have been on the inside, and I'm telling you, that's the inside story. The only country is Malaysia, and you should be proud not only of being Malaysian, but of being an important part of the history of making riba-free financing in Malaysia. And the Central Bank of Malaysia, or Bank Negara Malaysia, is the only bank in the world that has a Shari'aa board on the national bank level. You go to any other country, and I don't want to mention names, so I won't alienate anybody, but every bank has got its own Shari'aa board. I know Shari'aa board friends who are on 150 bank boards. And sometimes that board would issue a fatwa, and the other board on which the same scholars are sitting issue an opposing fatwa. And it has been a fascinating thing going on. The only country in the world that has a Shari'ah board on the national level, the national bank level, is Malaysia. And if the bank doesn't abide, the bank is closed. No questions asked. And that is the kind of discipline that we want. And then the Securities Commission, I don't know how much you know. Do you know the Securities Commission? All of you? Hello?
Yes.
Very good. You know what it does, right? Okay, so the work that's being done at the Securities Commission is the most sophisticated and thorough infrastructure that is ever built in riba-free banking in the world. And this is something you should be proud to be part of in this wonderful country. And then we have the Royal Award. Now this is an award which is called the Royal Award, which is given to the best contributor to riba-free banking in the world. It's $250,000 award, plus a medal which is pure gold, plus facilitation of going out and speaking in important forums to promote riba-free banking. Our goal, and I hope Allah will help us doing it inshallah, is to make it as popular, as established as a Nobel Prize award, inshallah. With your dua and your hard work, and who knows, one of you may be the winner of the Royal Award. I will not be here to watch it, but I will watch it from somewhere else, inshallah. So inshallah, you will be, inshallah, one of you will be a winner of the Royal Award because of his or her contributions. And don't ever belittle what you're doing here, because when you go back to your country, who knows, you may be the Minister of Finance one day. You may be the Chairman of the National Bank one day. You may be a very important factor in how we run the country. And I'm sure you will never forget the real people that spent money financing this whole operation of education, infrastructure building to make a difference in Malaysia and in the world. And of course we have Israel, the only country that has a central bank financed research institution to discuss research in-depth issues which have to do with finance. And of course support RF banking worldwide. If you sit down with Mr. David Whittier, and you'll find all the travels that are done to go out and popularize riba-free banking in China, in other places, and so on and so forth. So we hope and pray that when you are here at ASIA, well, I am not doing this to patronize anybody. I'm not paid to do this. I am doing this fi sabilillah, because the only group of people that have taken upon themselves to do this is here in Malaysia. And you look at yourself as a person who is making history by being a member of this wonderful team, inshallah. And then I would like to speak about the challenges facing RF banking in the 21st century. Let me let you in on something that disappoints me personally. When original plans were made with some of the people here 25 years ago, we were thinking of having a penetration in the retail market, that is mom and pop and you and I and everybody else, of about 25% of the population by the year 2000. Today we are in the year 2015. I think the penetration is, what, 15%, 20%, depending on who you talk to, but much lower than expectations, and this should actually be reversed. We should do that. How many of you has or have a bank account with a riba-free bank? Okay. And those of you who do not have a bank account with a riba-free bank, why? Can you tell us? Are they bad people? Give you a hard time when you open an account? Why? I'm not putting you on the spot. We want to learn. Well, if you can do a survey like this with the students, we want to learn. We want to learn what is going on. But you know, the biggest hassle that we go through in pursuing riba-free financing is you get a phone call from a brother from a group of Muslims who like to talk and give lectures and so on. I wouldn't say who they are, but remains to be left to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They give you a lecture, this is haram and this is not right and so on and so on. I said, brother, you know, give me a break. We are doing the best we can. Come and join hands and let us do something different, and so on and so forth. But this business of suspicion, it's really not Islamic. These people are fooling you. And you know, I have been racking my brains to find out where this comes from. This distrust, where does it come from? I tell you, brothers, you know, let me tell you, and sisters, let me tell you. Now, even if we are lying to you, the burden is going to be on who? In whose neck? The people that lie, right? Now, if you don't believe it, that's fine. You are free not to do it. But what I'm saying is that it is very important to please support the riba-free banking, because what is keeping the momentum in riba-free banking in the past 10 years or so has been the sukuk and the fees that are generated from sukuk. The party is very close to getting over when rates are going to be higher and the balances of cash are going to be balanced out. People buying airplanes nowadays and tanks and stuff because there is a big war going on, so there's hundreds of billions of dollars that are used to send the money back to where it came from. So when that happens, the party will be over. And if we do not support riba-free financing by opening an account and penetrating 50% of the population, we can be easily blown out of the water. I want to share with you something I shared with the professors and many others in the lectures I went to. We noticed in the practice we had over 28 years that the people that are so keen to do riba-free financing are from Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. Not the Arabic speaking, with all my love and appreciation and respect for them. Not Malaysians, we are Malaysians, but not very keen. I don't know why, Dr. Habishi. We need to reverse that. It's India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. So we thought, let's run a survey. Let's run a survey and find out why they are so keen to do riba-free financing. You know what the result was? Our mothers. Our mothers, when we were young, taught us three things. When your child is young, you have to teach him to read the Quran from cover to cover. They have a wonderful tradition called Bismillah and Ameen. Who is from Pakistan and India here? You are? If I'm not saying something right, correct me, please. And by the way, that tradition is being liquidated or diluted, and we hope that you will keep that wonderful tradition. When the child is 4 or 3 years old, they have a wonderful walima, big walima, and they bring the whole community and say, my child will do Bismillah. So he recites the Fatiha, or she recites the Fatiha. And then they introduce the teacher that will teach him or her how to read the Quran. In 3 years' time, sometimes 2, sometimes 4, they come back and they do the Ameen Walima. And the Ameen Walima is a wonderful thing. I personally, wallahi, I cancel some important appointments to attend these important functions, because the best gift you can give it to your child, the best gift is the gift of, did I wake you up? The gift of the Quran. The best gift you can give to your children is the gift of the Quran. So I want all the mothers of today and mothers of tomorrow, inshallah, if you're not married, I'll make a dua that Allah will give you a wonderful husband. All the mothers to promise Allah, not me because I may not be showing in again, promise Allah that you will do this Bismillah and Ameen. Then your children will know how to read the Holy Quran. The second thing they told their children is that you should always buy things from the local communities, because this grocery store is owned by your uncle, and this cleaning place is owned by your aunt, and so on and so forth. And deal with the community, and that is a wonderful feeling. If it's not from the community, it doesn't work. And the last thing was, never deal in riba. And they call it suit. Actually, it took me a long time to find out where the root of the suit from, but it is suht. وَأَكْلُهُمْ suht. They call it suit. So that's how it came about. And I tell you, I come from Egypt, Arabic-speaking country. I knew how to read the Quran. I was praying, and nobody told me about riba.